it says Russell Westbrook traded to the Rockets. So I'm like, okay, for who? CP3. They did CP3 so dirty. That obviously he was not going to be there this upcoming year. Daryl Moyer, lies from Daryl Moyer, who said, we don't plan on moving him. We want to stick with what we have. But that was a bold-faced lie. He lied. And now you can see that he's been shipped to OKC. Not only did they send him to OKC, but they sent him to a team that is rebuilding. A team that is no longer in the playoff race, no longer in the hunt to try to win games. They are basically rebuilding. Not just rebuilding, but rebuilding from scratch. The Oklahoma City roster is so depleted from what it used to be. And this was at a certain point in time. They had Harden. At a certain point in time, they had Kevin Durant. They had Ibaka. They've had Melo come through there. Now they have Paul George come through there. At a certain time and point, you have to point the finger at OKC. A lot of people were wanting to put it on Westbrook, which partly it's got to be on him, but I don't think it's all on him. But he has been the constant person, and now he's moved. So at this point, you got Steven Adams. I believe Dennis Schroeder is still on the team. Andre Robertson. Raymond Felton, who's looking super chubby right now. Darius Baisley, Shy, Gillis Alexander. I mean, there's a lot of names on this team, but there's names that most of us probably do not know. If we do know them, we may know them from college because they play for Kentucky or they play for a major team. So they trade CP3 to OKC. That rhymes. Trade CP3 to OKC. Just very interesting. And shout out to my man J. Ray Politics with Dummies in the chat room. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to you. But it's crazy the way the trade went down, and it's crazy that that's what ended up happening. Because, and here's the biggest thing about this, that we have to finally admit, if you do or don't want to admit it, CP3 is getting older. He's not the same player that he used to be. He is also being portrayed as a player that other players don't want to play with. So as he gets older, he's not going to get dramatically better. That's just the truth. Father Time is undefeated. Never lost. So he's not going to get that much better as the season goes along or as his years go along. So you have to factor in the Rockets signing him to this massive contract that was he even going to be able to finish out the contract in the first place? So CP3 no longer a member of the Rockets, traded to OKC. Where does he end up next? I'll pose that question to the chat room, to you guys tuning in and listening. Where does he go next? My thoughts and opinions were possibly him going to the Lakers. I was thinking about that. Maybe he goes to, I think he's going to go to a team definitely in the hunt to win. Maybe, shout out to HRAP B. Thank you for tuning in. But where do you guys think he's going to go? I don't think he's going to play one game with OKC. So it's just a matter of who's going to be willing to take on this trade. I think he still has something to give. Is he still a true all-star player? I do not know about that. But I know there will be various chances and opportunities for him to still make the playoffs and for him to still make all NBA teams. But you gotta be a little hurt if you're CP3 and you're waking up this morning, or you're up late last night and you see your name on the timeline that maybe you didn't think you were going to see your name, but you end up seeing your name as the one that's getting traded. So coming up in about 8 minutes, we will have our first set of guests on the line. We'll have Eazy and Jay from Passionate Sports Talk. They have a YouTube channel. It's Passionate Sports Talk all together. They reached out to come on the show, and I was happy to get them on. So we'll be talking with them in just a moment. They'll be talking about their podcast and what they do. CP3 is going to the Warriors to cover for Clay. I thought about that, but I really did not want to mention it because, they have D'Angelo Russell, and you do have a good point. He could step in and probably help out wherever needed. But I'm really thinking, would he do that? Would he actually go to the Warriors, being that they have battled for years? And I don't know. I don't know if he would do that. And I don't know what kind of assets the Warriors have, because you're gonna have to have some assets in order to make this trade. The contract that CP3 has, Oklahoma City is stacking up picks, which they're doing a great job. They're doing an excellent job at stacking up picks. And they're gonna have an opportunity to have a good team in the future. Not right now, because you got to go through the down moments before you can get to the gravy moments. So they're gonna have some down times. But when they finally get back, it may be 5, maybe 10 years, depending on how bad they are and where these picks end up going. So it's going to be interesting. So now we have a more loaded Western Conference at this point. Clippers have Paul George and Kawhi. Lakers have LeBron and Anthony Davis. Deep down, I think CP3 is going to go to the Lakers. Somehow, they're gonna make the trade. Now, they made the trade for Anthony Davis, and they gave up a lot. So I don't know how many more picks they really have to give. I don't know what they would be willing. Maybe they'd be willing to give up Kuzma. Portland has Lillard and McCollum. The Warriors have Steph and Clay. Rockets have Harden and Westbrook. Denver have Jokic and Murray. Mavs have Doncic and Porzingis. The Jazz have Mitchell and Conley. So it's only getting deeper right now. The Western Conference is getting so deep. It's beyond crazy how deep this conference is. In the Eastern Conference, you have Brooklyn, but technically you don't have the Brooklyn that made those trades yet, because obviously KD's going to be out. So you have more of a Kyrie Brooklyn. Kyrie and the Brooklyn Nets is who you're going to be rolling out there. But also, you have Milwaukee. Milwaukee's pretty much got the same team besides Brogdon. You got Philly. And that's pretty much it right there. Everybody else, they can fall in line wherever they do. But it's a matter of how good are they truly going to be. You tune into the BS3 Sports Show Friday evening. Join in on the show chat room. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions on what we're talking about. But here's the official breakdown of this trade. So, the Houston Rockets get Russell Westbrook. The Thunder get Chris Paul, first round picks 2024-2026. That's a long time. And the right to swap first rounders in 2021 and 2025. Now, the breakdown and how the picks actually go. 2024 first round pick is protected first through the fourth. 2026 first round pick is protected 1 through 4. 2025 swap 1 through 20 protected, and then 2021 swap protected 1 through 4. OKC can swap Clippers pick or Heat's pick. And again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. OKC has done one heck of a job stacking up picks. If you think about what the Celtics were after they had their big three, they kind of went through a little bit of a low season or low couple seasons. But Danny Ainge was stacking up picks, and he used those picks wisely. Now, a further part of the story came out today, which I agree, and I'm a believer of the story. Russell Westbrook reportedly talked to trade with the Thunder after the 2019 playoff loss. I think you start to get frustrated, and I think as much as people say that Westbrook is loyal, I think he was loyal. I definitely think he was loyal, but you're human. You're human. At some point in time, you want to win. You don't want to continue to do the same thing expecting a different result. At some point in time, you want to win. You don't want to just keep having the same thing happen over and over and over again. That's not what you want. So I believe there is some truth to that story. I don't know if he truly came out to them and said, trade me, but he could have talked about it. He could have mentioned it. It could have been something that was thrown around. So with this stacked Western Conference, they weren't loyal to the players. I agree with you, A-Trap. These teams aren't loyal at all. They'll trade you in a hot second. So I get it if players choose to be loyal to their squad. You look at Dame Lillard. But look, if you're Dame Lillard, you have to be straight up honest. Do you really think you can come out of the Western Conference with how stacked it is? Do you really think you can come out of the Western Conference? Now, he is loyal. Okay, until I hear anything differently, that guy is loyal, for real. Because you know in the back of your mind that you cannot come out of that Western Conference bearing any type of freak injuries or something that happens to one of those other teams. Ben, from what I hear, CP3 will be bought out. He won't play for OKC. Yeah, that's what I'm reading too. I don't know if he's going to be bought out because that's so much money. That is so much money that this guy is owed. It would be very interesting to see if they would be able to buy him out. They gave up their big three for $5 million over 4 years, says A-Trap. So very interesting how all of this is going down. We're gonna hear something else about Chris Paul very soon. So don't move away from your notifications because you're gonna hear something sooner or later. So if you look at the show Avi, if you're listening to the show, I got a Bad Boys 2 Avi that's showing Harden next to Westbrook. And then I have, this is the biggest part of this trade that was done. You have an NBA 2K picture of Westbrook and Harden trying to grab the ball at the same time. And they're both ball dominant guards. So we all know that. They have to have the ball in their hands. Will they really be able to work this out with what they have? And we got our first guest on the line. We got my man Jay and Eazy of Passionate Sports Talk. How's it going, guys? Appreciate you guys for calling in.
Hey, we going good. We doing good.
What's happening, man? Appreciate you for having me.
Definitely, man. I checked out the YouTube page. Everybody out there, make sure you guys go follow it. It's Passionate Sports Talk all together on YouTube. And they give you takes of the games. They give you takes of what's going to happen, what may not happen. It's definitely worth you guys checking out, following, making